How are you, specifically to you, Ryan, how are you making sure that the culture is fully bled all the way through the organization, not just between the cohesive unit at the top? Now, keep in mind for the viewers, you guys are a hybrid company. Most people are remote. So there's that unique challenge as well.
Yeah, no, that's right. The company started outside Indianapolis in Carmel, Indiana. And I think at this point we have people from, Pakistan to Peru and from coast to coast, right? So there's folks all over the place. And this is actually one of those areas that, I will give credit where credit's due. Taylor's one of the best kind of natural team builders and leaders that I've met, right? And so there's certain things I'm great at, and I've certainly led and managed teams. But this guy's created an organization and a group that will run through walls, right? And I think
jump out of helicopters.
Yeah, do whatever's needed.
We're not going through the wall; we're going over it.
We're only lucky enough to do
it. But we've done a lot of typical things, right? I think it's giving people opportunities to kind of bring their A game, bring their career to the next level. And I think as businesses are small and they're growing, there is less of that. There's more people just tactically doing stuff. And as we've come into this business and kind of created opportunities for folks to take their skills to the next level, and a lot of times they're doing things that 6 months ago they never thought they'd be able to do. And we try to convey a lot of this to our customers as well, as you start building your business to build it something bigger than you are, and help kind of take your business kind of the next level. And part of that is people, leadership, but it's also kind of the process and technology that you bring together cohesively to kind of take things from where they are today to where you want them to be. But a lot of it is this, man. Maybe that military training is paying off in this.
Well, I don't know. He said he has fun, so
that scares me sometimes.
Fun is a 20-mile hike with a rucksack and doing some push-ups along the way. But Taylor, what's your perspective when it comes to company culture? How do you make sure that it's implemented across the board, reinforced, but also you have an open line of communication with your people?
Yeah, and I love this question because it's really where I spend a lot of my time and focus. It's super important to us. It's super important to get it right or do it well. We want to do it with excellence. And and as y'all pointed out, it's a little bit of a different scenario with folks being remote. And if you had asked me 5 years ago, or probably even 3 years ago, if I thought that was realistic, I just wouldn't have believed that you could have a great culture without people being in an office together all the time.
Yeah.
And, and I think that we've been pleasantly surprised. It's worked better than I would have expected. And it does take a level of intentionality that is probably more intentional or takes more focus than if you're in an office together. But I think that the key thing that really drives culture is people being comfortable and feeling like there's trust. They feel like they're in, it's a safe opportunity for them. They don't feel like every little failure or every little, situation is going to be picked apart. And so we're looking to set people up for success and to, find those successes, identify those successes and celebrate them. And, frankly, I think that starts again at the top, and it's Ryan and I communicating well with one another, and with our direct reports, allowing folks to raise their hand and challenge us. And I've seen Ryan do this time and time again, where somebody will say, hey, I'm not sure about that particular thing. And, and rather than becoming defensive, which is human nature and what a lot of leaders do, because, hey, I'm the CEO, you don't do that. Instead, to take the approach of, well, let me hear about that. Let me understand where you're coming from. And that shows a level of trust in that person that I honor and I value your viewpoint. And so, if we do that day in and day out consistently, I think that allows it to spread across the organization because everybody's seeing it modeled, from top to bottom.
So it's impactful because, we look at a number of different pieces of the business when we are ranking these strategic partners, and anybody can grow short term, right? But long-term growth has to have a stable, solid, dry, ready to rock foundation. And that's certainly what you all have created in arguably a short time that you've been there, just over 3 years. Now, in those 3 years, you've seen some solid growth. And I think we're projecting a very large growth year for you this year, given the economic circumstances where, leads are potentially harder to get from a remodeling standpoint, right? You have to be more effective and more efficient with it. You have to be able to limit your errors. You have to be able to communicate faster, real time. And frankly, your product solves almost all of that, right?